Okay, so what I did was I didn't want to write a speech, but I did want to speak from my heart. So first and foremost, I want to apologize to the residents of Dolton. You're going to go back in front of television and you're going to apologize. She said, oh no, I can't do that. How about we hold a press conference and you apologize? She had me thinking that everybody was just bullying her. Need to address. First and foremost, the person that was arrested for the background of this. She told me that she didn't know. Keep in mind, I'm PR and I'm the chief of staff. I need to know the truth, because how can I help you if you don't tell me, of all people, the truth? That I didn't know. He looked at her kind of funny, but he didn't open his mouth. Later, I found out not only she knew, she was his friend. And then Keith also told us to mute everybody off of Facebook. Any negative comments, delete them, block them, get rid of them. Delete them, block them, because she don't want to hear it. Oh, y'all need me to hold on a second? Okay.
For this the belief was somebody would come here to disrupt information coming to the residents of Dolton.
What's going on, buddy? Soliaker here, and I promise you this is probably going to be one of the last videos I do about Dolton and this mayor. If anything pops up and any new information comes out about this, then I'll make something, but I think this will probably be one of the last videos I make about this town. But anyway, the video we're about to get into, the woman that's in this, I don't know her name, but she was the chief of staff of Dolton, and she got to a point where she just couldn't take it no more, and she tells the story. It's a little long, but it's not that long. But she explains a lot of things, from the hiring of somebody that was a S offender, and just there's too many things to even remember, because there's just so much going on, and this will help you understand why people are the way they are, right, or the trustees are the way they are towards. There's just so much going on. So without further ado, we're gonna get into this video. Don't forget, hit that like, share, and that subscribe button. I've watched so much of this, my brain's just like going in 5 million ways. So, but yeah, like I said, I will leave the link to the original video in the description below. Go over there, let them know the armed fisherman sent you, and let them know that we're watching, and we got their back. So I'm gonna get out of here. Soliaker.
I have stated for the record, and I've stated several times, if you guys have a problem, an issue, ring my phone. I give my phone number out all the time to everybody. I'm gonna give it out again just in case you guys don't have it. 708-297-6859. Trustees, 708-297-6859. And I'm not gonna take no mess from nobody. I mean that. So y'all better become a little harder than that, because y'all trying to drag my name. It ain't gonna work. At the end of the day, I keep telling y'all gonna put some respect on my name.
We're grateful we have the former chief of staff here with us. So we want to say thanks to her for coming and share her story about things that have happened or what employees have witnessed or gone through with the Village of Dolton.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Whew. Okay, so what I did was I didn't want to write a speech, but I did want to speak from my heart. So first and foremost, I want to apologize to the residents of Dolton, because I feel like this administration failed you all. So I do apologize. Let me talk about, first and foremost, why I joined Dolton. Let me just tell you why I came in the first place. So basically, you know, you got a 37-year-old woman. She made history. Black woman, single mother. You know, that kind of resonates with me, right? So I really thought it was gonna be better. I'm like, wow, because you know, you coming off the year of the woman. I mean, how can you not vote for her? We just put Kamala Harris in office, right? Yes. So I went and I met with her. I met with Tiffany because she had hired someone else to be her chief of staff, who happens to be a friend of mine. So I noticed she didn't want to meet with me inside of Dolton. Thought that was a little shaky, but then again, whatever. So we met out in a coffee shop out in Homewood. So when we got to the coffee shop in Homewood, she told me that she needed someone for PR. She told me that she had a publicist who gave her this bogus script to say when Alexis Wilson was murdered. She told me that the previous publicist told her to say what she said on television. My immediate response was, "And you said it? So you read it and you said it?"
Also marching out of the property of Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard today, demanding that she retract her statement of support for her police department in this incident.
The mayor of Dolton, Tiffany Henyard, specifically stated, "I do stand with the officers. They did do the right thing. If anything, they have saved the community from a crime that could have or would have happened." The mayor simply did not have any of the facts, and she spoke as if she did.
She said, "Yeah, I mean, because, I just trust my people around me to tell me and lead me in the right way." I said, "But if you read something so insensitive, sis, you don't get in front of national television and say that. You're a mother. You somebody's mother." I'm like, "But guess what? What we're gonna do, you're gonna go back in front of television and you're going to apologize." She said, "Oh no, I can't do that. How about we hold a press conference and you apologize?" I didn't say it. I didn't say it. So, moving along, I decided to come on part-time. She hired me. She had the application, everything right there. I had never seen a foot inside the village of Dolton. So that was in September, something like that. And she said that it was going to be a cutoff before. Y'all need me to hold on a second? Okay.
For this the belief was somebody would come here to disrupt information coming to the residents of Dolton. For that belief, we have a wonderful Dolton resident who has provided security for today to make sure that a situation, thanks to Sister Mary Avant and the team, to make sure that we can have an orderly and conduct the meeting in the way that it's supposed to be done. So apologize for the disruption, because there's some information that's not coming again from the trustees. This is coming from somebody who was day to day to day with the current mayor. If this testimony isn't enough, I don't know what to say for it.
All right, I'm back. So I never seen a foot of the Dolton, right? I did my application and everything from a coffee shop in Homewood. And then here I am, I'm a part-time publicist. Well, about 2-3 weeks later, the chief of staff who brought me in there, she just up and quit. So seeing as though I have the experience, I got the degrees and things like that, she just moved me into that position, and here I am, right? So I'm sort of working as PR, but then I'm also working as chief of staff, and I'm seeing all of this chaos, because I'm gonna be real with you all. She had me thinking that everybody was just bullying her. The trustees was bullying her. Some residents were bullying her. She told me she had a stalker online. I found out the man ran a campaign. She told me she didn't even know him. She told me she didn't even know this man. He ran her campaign. She had me thinking that this man was going to do physical harm to her, and he ran her campaign. So let me stay on task, because I got a lot of notes, because a couple of things I heard today that I need to address. First and foremost, the person that was arrested for the background of offense. She told me that she didn't know. Keep in mind, I'm PR and I'm the chief of staff. I need to know the truth, because how can I help you if you don't tell me, of all people, the truth? She told me, she said, "I didn't know you had a background." She said, I didn't know. I can't believe he did this to me. I didn't know he had a background because I was watching the board meeting that day. And in that same board meeting, she added me on the agenda to vote me in as a contractor. Whole time, I work there. I'm at work. I'm on the clock. I am a W-2 employee, so why am I on the agenda? But whatever. And I noticed that she introduced the other people this same board meeting, the chief of staff who was quitting and, you know, the media guy. And I'm like, but I'm here. I'm an employee. Why am I on the agenda to be voted on? But okay, this is interesting. Back to the person. I saw it come up in the comment section on YouTube, so the next day I pulled him and I pulled Tiffany in the office. I said, y'all got 48 hours before this place is swarmed with media. I need to know what happened. She said, I didn't know. He looked at her kind of funny, but he didn't open his mouth. Later I found out not only she knew, she was his friend. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna stay out of that because that's personal. We're gonna keep it business. But now I understand why she's standing behind her friend. Okay, so I'm learning that in my 10 months as chief of staff / PR, that this mayor is the most vindictive, manipulative, self-righteous individual I have ever met in my life. Her administrator, let me be real clear, Keith D. Freeman, is even worse. I had proof that they told us to not come to the board meeting for the trustees. I had proof. He emailed us and said, if we came to the board meeting, you know, because the board meeting was slipped and mixed, we would be fired immediately. He went into my email and wiped it. He went into my email and wiped it. I only had, when I quit, 20 emails between the two of us. And if I'm the chief of staff and he the village administrator, we talk a lot, right? He wiped it. He came in and said, I need to get rid of the communications director, the former communications director. I said, you might not want to do that because he's good at what he do. Guess what? He went and told him, I'm gonna bring somebody else over you. This person has 0 experience. He didn't even know how to work a Zoom. He didn't even know how to send an email. He don't know how to make a flyer. He don't know how to do anything relating to communications, but I'm gonna make him over you. This man who's quite literally a college level professor. Of course he quit. But then guess what? Keith Freeman went and told HR, send him home now. So the next board meeting come up. Now everybody's being muted because the guy he got don't know what the hell he doing. So I had to step in. And then Keith also told us to mute everybody off of Facebook. Any negative comments, delete them, block them, get rid of them. Delete them, block them, because she don't want to hear it. It's not about you. Rule of thumb when it comes to marketing, 101, who are you marketing to? The consumer. You may not like them shoes, and you sell her some. But guess what? At the end of the day, it ain't about you and what you like, right? It's about what she like because you're trying to appease to your residents, your consumers, the people who vote for you. So this is stuff I'm telling Tiffany, right? And that's just the first part. Now, things I've seen, I can confirm that she and he told us to hold the warrant list from the trustees. You know why? She said, because we are at war, and how do we give our opponent resources to help them? War? And I'm saying this in front on camera, recorded, said, she said it, I was going to oath. War. We are at war. I can't give them anything to help them. FOIA requests. So the media reached out, and they wanted to know about the withholding of the FOIA requests. Keep in mind, they come to me because I'm HR, right? This is what I do. I'm the HR PR. I reached out to Shantae. No, I first reached out to Jimmy. Even though Shantae is technically a corporate attorney, I learned that from Kiana. And I'll get to that story in a second. But I went to Jimmy Vasali. So I emailed him, he didn't call me back. So I called him, he didn't call me back. I ended up calling Shantae. I said, the media is reaching out to me about some FOIA requests they ain't getting responded to. Y'all know y'all ain't did this. He told me to write in my statement, the clerk has not turned it in. Can't do that. Now guess what? I have text messages of what he said to say in this phone, because I did everything from my personal phone. For a reason, period. So he said, no, you're going to say the clerk refused to give you the information to turn in. I'm not going to say that. I'm not finna go lie on this lady. She looked like my mama. I'm not about to say that. And that's it, that's all. And then I realized that I'm hearing on a conversation, Keith is going into the deputy clerk's email. Then he hung up on me. I said, did he just say? So yeah, you know what I did? I went right to the deputy clerk. Watch your email, boo. Because he's in it. Because he took IT ability, keep in mind he has an IT background, to have access to the back, the back door, the back office, wiping out the emails so you can't use them against them. So, hold on, we got a long list here. Let's see. Employee harassment. We have been told on numerous occasions that we will be fired if we do not comply. Numerous occasions that we'll be fired if we didn't comply. If we went to board meetings with the trustees, we'll be fired. If we went to tea with the trustees, we will be fired. If we return FOIA requests, we will be fired. In fact, if anybody been to the village hall, do you remember where the HR lady sat? I had to give up my office downstairs to put her down there so the trustees and the clerk couldn't get to her to ask questions about the money. I had to move 5 o'clock at night immediately. I had to move, I had to leave my office, my desk, and I didn't have nowhere to go. I had to sit around float. How am I running the mayor's office and I don't even have a desk? But the HR lady needed to be downstairs, so they couldn't ask her the questions that she needed to ask. Now, it wasn't no fault of hers. Now, then let me say that. Don't come down on the staff because literally they're doing what they're told. Now, she's supervisor. I'm going to go back in the story. So today, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's supervisor. Yes, okay, she did her thing. Congratulations, yes. Supervisor, what does supervisor do? I don't know. That's a conversation between me and the supervisor. So she told me to reach out to the people there and get a play-by-play of the job duties because she didn't know what she was doing. But she's in control of $50 million budget, 185,000 residents. She don't even know her job. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. So they had me to go over to the township. They wanted me to do PR. Okay, that's cool. PR is part-time. I'm working. But then if it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, she need me to get up and come over to the township while I'm on Dalton's dollars. I had to go. Why? Because I didn't want to be fired. Because she's going to tell you once a day she's going to fire you if you don't do what she say. So I got called into an office once after one of the board meetings, and Keith Freeman told me I needed to write up the communications director. I said, for what? He ain't did nothing. It was technical difficulty. He's never had a board meeting in person before. He said, well, if you don't, you're going to be fired. It's okay, I quit that day, but I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, that's the type of stuff. They do spend money like water, just being real. We ate good, the whole staff. Chicken, feeding seniors off of the Dolton dollar, because you know what she said? It's campaigning for her and seniors vote. Yeah, seniors vote. She ain't gonna come and say stop the recall, but what she gonna do is put a lavish party together and play some bingo so you like her. Also, the snow removal program, you notice they said you had to put a sign in the window? Yeah, she just wanted you to have her name in the window because it's campaigning. And that justified her sending it through the board to have them pay for it because it's campaigning. Because she can't have them do a campaign sign and say do it, so she gonna call it a snow removal program. That I did the flyer. She had me lying to you all. That's why I apologize, because she said she was paying for it out of pocket. And then Public Works came and shoveled y'all snow. That call center that you all were calling, I own it. And I never charged a dime. Why? Because I genuinely care about the people. That's I got more. I ain't even done yet. The Fire and Police Commission, I heard a rumor that the clerk from Dolton Township swore him in. Nope. Guess who swore them in? With the curtain closed, moved the flags downstairs. The mayor. She swore him in. Yeah, she sure did. It was 11 o'clock in the afternoon. While nobody was looking, made sure that your door was closed. Actually, Stan came and closed her door. Asked the deputy clerk. So now, moving along, having a conversation with the person that had the background. I say, the one thing you did wrong, buddy, was you failed to tell her the truth. I'm still defending her. I'm arguing with some people, everything, I'm defending her. He said, failed to tell her the truth about what? I said, you failed to tell her the truth about having a background. Why would you put that sister in that light like that? He said, she knew. I told her. She know me. She knew. She wanted me to have the security detail position. And her advisor at the time told him that he couldn't do that. He told her he couldn't do that. Now let me get to talking about how she was extorting certain businesses. Oh, I know it all. So, one business owner, is it okay to say the name? Business owner, is it okay to say the name? Okay, so Rucker Holden was bringing a cigar lounge to Dolton. Okay, so just so happened, Kiana works for him in his other businesses. But because she don't like Kiana, Trustee Belcher, she's not gonna give Rucker what he want. In fact, she told him, if you don't get your bitch in order, I'm not giving you what you want. Yeah, so get this. He came into the office one day. This is how I found all this out. He came into the office one day. They said DeAndre Rucker. I'm like, I know DeAndre. Hold on. What's up? He told me, he said, I'm trying to get my business together, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, I just heard your building was not compliant. That's what I was told. He said, that's not true. He had it investigated. He had it, inspected. It's been inspected 5-6 times. He was in compliance. She just didn't like him. Now get this. That same day, there's an ordinance to have his cigar lounge open. Now, let me tell you something if you've never been to Rucker Cigar Lounge, it's sexy. Grown and sexy. Riff Raff can't even afford the cigars, yet alone anything else in there, so you're not gonna get them there. It's sexy, real nice for grown-ups. It's just nice, good music, all that. So I'm like, this would be a plus for Dolton. Well, he come with one ordinance. Kiana come with another ordinance. I went and pulled another ordinance. It's 3 ordinances. These are false ordinances. Somebody got some falsified fraudulent documents, right? The clerk's office only had one, but it came 3 different ordinances. So I'm like, okay, this look a little sus. All right, let me look into it over the weekend. I had a meeting set up with them the next week. I got called in by the administrator, said it's a conflict of interest. I have to remove myself because I know him. Okay, see what we doing here? That's why I asked you when I saw you there. I'm like, hey, whatever happened with that? Because I wasn't allowed to speak on it, or to him for that matter. This is not just a business, huh?
So just to respond to that, all of our meetings was on Zoom at the time. So even if you went back to the meeting to see the ordinance that we discussed it, the committee of the whole, when it was discussed, and when it was voted on, and I abstained because I was an employee at the time.
See, that part. So she stayed in compliance. We didn't as the administration. Now, let me tell y'all something. Have y'all ever emailed Tiffany? Because, you know, she has never, since she's been the mayor, responded herself to an email. Ever. She didn't even have access because she said she don't like responding to emails. Oh, you talking about the senior grant? So, so this senior grant program is actually supposed to be a grant program for all residents if you look at the board meeting that was said. Well, she said, I need them seniors. I'm giving them to the seniors and the veterans. Why? Because y'all vote. I don't know. I ended up quitting because I saw so much shaky stuff during that program. I couldn't take it no more. Now, let me tell you something else. I'm going to tell you what you think of the seniors if you looked at the budget. She got $200,000 allocated for a second chance program. But she got $200 set aside for the seniors. Yeah, so that's what she think. 190, yeah, she didn't give you a whole 200. That's what she really think about the seniors. You know why? Because she can abuse the township money. You know, the mixed and mingling, because half of her staff is over working on payroll at the township. Just being honest, if we're just being honest. I was never a W-2 employee over the township because I was advised by somebody else, and I'm gonna leave them out of there, move, run, it's illegal. And you'll be surprised who told me that. Now, I tried to bring the mayor and the trustees together. I've had a conversation with House, had a short conversation with Kiana. I sat down and had dinner with Tammy and Brittany and the mayor. They told her how they felt, I'll tell you that much. But she left that meeting and said, I will give you all the warrant lists. They hugged, we had a drink, we were friends. At least that's what I thought. Well, after that, she turned around and told me, do not give them shit. This is politics, not my, excuse my French, but I gotta tell you how she told me. She said, this is politics. You ain't giving them nothing, this is war. I said, all right, you made a liar out of me. I'm done, right? That was the last 2 weeks. Now we're in the last 2 weeks. Water bill. Let me tell y'all about these water bills. I had a resident come to me. No, it was when one resident went to the news. I'm like, all right, let's figure out these water bills. So the previous administrator taught me how to pull the history and audit the bills. See, because you know, if there was a glitch somewhere, it could have happened, human error, because keep in mind, if you're calling in to pay your water bill, if you're calling in to give the meter reading, if a person is having a bad day and they're doing data entry wrong, human error can happen because we all human, right? That's why they do need the, you know, the new meter system and what have you. Well, this one resident came to me, she was crying. Felt so bad for it, just touched me, broke my heart. I pulled the water bill, right? I did an audit, because I learned how to do it. I'm like, shout out to Ms. Brown for that, thank you. This lady, we owed her $3,000. $3,000. We paid her. I said it was at the hands of one clerk who was inputting them wrong. One clerk. Not all of them, can't blame the whole world. It was one clerk doing them wrong. She'd been there a minute too. So I said, we need to go through everybody's water bill. That's what I told the administrator, Keith. He said, no, we can't do that. We just handle them as they come our way, because I don't want to be paying out thousands of dollars, but you owe them that bread. Let's just be honest, right? So let me tell you why I quit, as if that wasn't enough. So I have lupus. I am a spokesperson for the National Lupus Foundation of America. I've done television about it, everything. Well, my blood pressure one day, I was up at Countyside Nursing Home. I don't know if anybody's in here from Countyside. She did the pain and sip that day. My blood pressure, I was dizzy. The nurse took my blood pressure. It was 200 over 101. Go home, right? That's what you would have thought the mayor said. She told me I need to bring my blood pressure pills next time. That's not an excuse to call off of work. Same week, she's being inaugurated in the township, which she knew she was going to be supervised. I hope y'all knew that, right? Okay. She knew in January. Mr. Zuccarelli died January 3rd. January 5th, she took me to a taco shop on Torrance and told me she was preparing. That's why I did the photo shoot. Sorry, y'all, because I know y'all tired of them pictures. But anyway, she told me that wasn't an excuse. The day of her inauguration, my father-in-law fell gravely ill, and I had to pick up and go. I had to go. So we had to drive to Michigan, so I didn't make her after party. She told me she's a priority. She called me in a meeting with her entire administrative staff, said she's a priority. That same day, there's a meeting with the village administrator and all the department heads. He told them to no longer come to me for any personnel matters and to report to the finance director, because I'm speaking up too much. I'm speaking up because I go hard for you all. I spoke up every time I saw something wrong. I'm like, this sounds like federal indictments. This is smelling like a lawsuit. So the day I quit, I walked out very loudly. Trustee Belcher came downstairs. I saw her. Hey, trustee. She said, hey, how you doing? We exchanged some pleasantries. She went to HR. You know, I'm in the office that she built really for the Second Chance program, but I'm in there temporary or whatever. She leave. I ain't think none of it. It's a good day. I'm quitting, but it's a good day. I was gonna give my 2-week notice. I was gonna give her a 2-week notice. I said, I'm gonna have a meeting with her and just tell her, sister to sister, this is how I feel. Well, I go upstairs, I come back downstairs. It's the village administrator, the mayor, her security guard, the IT guy, all standing around his computer. I say, hey, you got a 2 o'clock appointment upstairs. And I go in my little dungeon. She said, come in for a second. Now, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get real vulgar, but I gotta tell you the truth. Why the fuck would you let Kiana downstairs? Now, Kiana, no, I didn't let you downstairs, did I?
No. Downstairs, and as long as my name is on that door, I'll walk around that building.
Period. But get this. I said that. I didn't tell her I didn't let her downstairs because I'm not a person. I'm not going to tell on somebody else to get them beat up. I've already dealt with the verbal abuse. I've already dealt with the lies and the manipulations and the backbiting and all this other stuff. I dealt with it. I'm not going to put nobody else in that. I said, because her name is on the door. So as she say, what? How you a fucking boss? You bitch. You stupid. I can't believe you did that. This is what she's saying to me in front of all these people. So at this point, I'm like, I'm going to jail. I'm about to go to jail, right? At this point, I'm like, okay, I got this in this bank account. I got this in that bank account. I got to put my phone down because I'm finna whoop her ass. I'm sorry. So they came, they broke us up. The IT guy said, I said, what? He said it wasn't Nikita. So at this point, they identified who opened the door. She say, oh, it's cool, but come on, let's go upstairs to this 2 o'clock meeting. I walked out. I left the keys. I left the iPad. I left everything. I am done. I am done with you. The next day, I get a call from Keith Freeman. Hey, what's up? What you doing? I said, I know I'm on speaker because this is what you do to everybody, but okay. What's up? What you gonna do? You know, you should really call Tiffany and talk to her. She's willing to listen to you. I said, I've dealt with this abusive relationship for 10 years. She's gonna listen to my lawsuit. This is it. So I said all this to tell you guys, 'cause I ain't gonna hold you no much longer because I could talk to y'all all day about that experience. That was an abusive relationship. If you all really want a better Dolton, y'all need to do what you need to do because it ain't gonna get better until something happens. Thank y'all.
Many employees and many former employees would not have had the courage to come up here and tell that story.